Strange Black Beats.
Chains on the sand where the rivers ran dry. Footsteps fading under a burning sky. Stories whispered through the cracks of time. From the land of Ham, they cried out loud, a voice like thunder, breaking the shroud. Sold as slaves, hearts turned to stone. From the land of Ham, they took their own dreams, carried off by the winds unknown. Gold dust glittered, but hearts were torn. A trade of sorrow where hope was born. The sun watched silent as the deals were sworn. by the winds unknown.
A big salute, family. This your brother K. Judah. Giving our praise to the Most High Yah, faith in Yahshua HaMashiach. To the beloved family worldwide, I say peace and blessings. Big salute to the CUC family. Big salute to my brother Shor Sham. Big salute to the Nazarene Hebrew Institute of Technology and all my beloved brothers and sisters in the chat. As you see the title, family, I had a live set up, and this is going to be very short. I had a live set up that I was connecting the dots of Moses' life. Because when we read the scriptures, we don't really have anything to tell us about Moses' life. Even though we know in the book of Acts, chapter 7, verse 22 and 23, it say that Moses was powerful in word and in deed. So you think about deeds, you're looking for scriptures to show you the deeds that he done. And in the King James Bible, we only have that Moses was born. His mother put him in the bank of the river, which is the Nile. Pharaoh's daughter found him. She took him as her son, and he was raised in the Egyptian household. And when he got 40 years old, he visited his brethren, the children of Israel, because he always knew he was a Hebrew, because his mother nursed him. And once she did that, she brought Moses back to the Pharaoh's daughter. So he was learned, in his own culture and ways and knew who he was. But the thing that tripped me out, what made me take the live down, is that even though I believe in reading outside books, I'm talking about the books they call non-canonical books. But when it become confusing, I'm not about to teach my people anything that's confusing. And I understand that they have an ancient book of Jasher. I don't know where it's at, but I understand that these modern books, these people didn't messed around with too much stuff. Now, the Most High gonna always give us understanding, but sometimes it become too confusing to where you cannot connect the dots. And I'm about to show y'all what I'm talking about. Sometimes you cannot connect dots. So there is a book of Jasher, because it talks about it in the book of Joshua. We understand there's an ancient book of Jasher. But what I'm about to show y'all, you're going to realize why I took the live down. Now, the Bible say that Moses, when he got 40 years old, he killed the Egyptian, he fled from the Egyptians, and he went to Midian. Now, I want y'all to listen to this closely. All we have of Moses' life is that he was raised in all the ways of the Egyptians. He was powerful in word and in deed. But we don't get none of, there's a big gap in his life that is missing. So we don't get to hear about the battles. We don't get to hear about him being a general. We don't get to hear about none of these things that he did. But once he killed the Egyptian, it goes straight to Moses fleeing Egypt and going to Midian. Where is the rest of his life? What did he do prior to that, family? Now, this the thing that I did find, which I believe is true. I said, I need to find out who is this Ethiopian woman that Aaron and Miriam got upset with Moses. It can't be Sephora. Why, KJ? I'm about to show y'all now. I just want y'all to follow me. Because if this confused me, I would not teach it to y'all. But I did find tangible evidence that I can prove that Moses got an Ethiopian wife way before Sephora, which is the Midianite. Midianites come from Abraham's second wife, which is Keturah. And when Abraham gave them gifts, he sent them to the east, which we know from Canaan, and sending them east would be where Midian is today in Saudi Arabia by Mount Sinai. So these are our kinfolks. So Sapphira, Moses' second wife, was not no Ethiopian. That's not the woman they was upset about. The woman they was upset about, her name is Adoniah, or some call her Tharbis. She was an Ethiopian queen. Now, in the non-canonical books, it said that Moses, when he left Egypt, he ruled over the Ethiopians and fought many battles. But when he was with the Egyptians, he destroyed the Ethiopians. But once he left the Egyptians, he went among the Ethiopians and ruled over them. It say for 40 years. Then he went to Midian. This where the Ethiopian wife come from. This where the Ethiopian wife come. Sapphira is not no Ethiopian. She is a Midianite. Her father was a Midianite. They come from Keturah. They do not come from Ethiopia. There is no records, no history that the Ethiopians ruled Midian. Not one source. I've been up all night looking for this stuff, and I could not connect Moses' life, the dots, the age. So I said, man, I got to take it down. But let me show y'all what I did find. Now, I believe that the gaps in Moses' life that's missing is in these extra biblical texts, but because we don't have the original ancient to line up with the 40 years that his age when he left Egypt. What happened before all that? That's what I was trying to find out. You mean to tell me that Moses' life is that he grew up in Egypt, he got 40 years old and he went to Midian and he stayed there and then went and got the church? Where's this man's life? He did many great things. He did many great things, but we can't find him. He was a warrior. He was a commander-in-chief. We can't find it, though. He fought battles. We can't find it, though. Where's all these things? So let me show y'all what I did find. All right, I'm going to open up this window. Everybody kept saying that Sapphira was an Ethiopian. No, she wasn't. She was a Midianite. They are relatives through Keturah. All right, so here y'all go. I want to show y'all this first. First, I want to show y'all that there is a book of Jasher. So we all can agree on this right here. And then I'm going to get up out of here. So this is Joshua chapter 10 and verse 13. It say, and the sun stood still and the moon stayed until the people have avenged themselves upon their enemies. Is it not written in the book of Jasher? You see? So we know there's a book of Jasher. So in the book of Jasher, it's recorded when Joshua and them was fighting that the sun stood still. Okay, let's go to another one. Hold on, let me see. Now I want to show y'all this. This is Acts chapter 7, verse 22 and 23. Right here. Okay, here we go. This is Acts chapter 7, verse 22 and 23. It say, and Moses was learned in all the wisdom of the Egyptians and was mighty in words. And mighty in what? What did he do? What made him so mighty? Y'all see what I'm saying? What made him so mighty? There's a lot of gaps missing in his life. He was mighty in word and in deeds, actions, something he did. He have deeds. Verse 23. And when he was 40 years old, now this the confusing part, because the extra biblical text, like what they like to call non-canonical, that the ages don't match up. So that's what made me say, now I got to scrap this. So y'all can see that Moses was learned in all the ways of the Egyptians. And when he got 40 years old, y'all know what happened. He killed the Egyptians, then he fled, right? He killed an Egyptian for smiting his Hebrew brother. and he fled from Egypt. And they say he went straight to Midian. And that's all of Moses' life that we have until the burning bush, and he went back to Egypt. We don't know where he got the stick from. We don't even know, what the stick looked like. Nothing. We just know that the Most High told Moses, pick up the staff, it turned to a snake. We don't know where the staff come from or nothing. Okay? Let's keep going. I'm going somewhere with this. Y'all about to see. Now, this where it get interesting at. I'm going to the book of Josephus, book 2, chapter 10. Watch this. I'm not going to read all of it. I'm going to get straight to the point. I'm going to the book of Josephus, but I'm going to read it from the screen, though. Even though I have it in book form, I'm going to read it from the screen for y'all. Okay, this is the book of Josephus. And we know that Josephus, a lot of it is historical. And if you can see the top of it, it actually tell you how Moses made war with the Ethiopians. Oh, it's making sense now. Okay. Okay, a little bit of it is making sense now. Josephus say Moses did fight with the Ethiopians. So now I can understand something did happen. Something happened. Now it's starting to make sense that how he got this Ethiopian wife. And I'm about to read a little bit of it to y'all right now. So let me just scoot this in a little bit closer. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Just a little bit closer. And I'm not going to read all of this. I'm going to get straight to the point. I want y'all to see this for yourself. Okay, it says, let me go to chapter 10 right on here. Okay, that's 9 and 10. Okay. Here we go, right here. Y'all see that title? How Moses made war with the Ethiopians. So this is the time he was in Egypt, and Egypt was getting their butt handed to them by the Ethiopians. So Moses' mother, the one who adopted him, say, man, use my son. And the Most High was with Moses, and Moses went and helped the Egyptians, and they destroyed the Ethiopians. And there was a woman who saw Moses, and she said something that I want y'all to see. This is how Moses made war with the Ethiopians. Antiquity of the Jews, book 2, chapter 10, Josephus. It say, Moses, therefore, when he was born and brought up in the foregoing manner, and came to the age of maturity, made his virtue manifest to the Egyptians, and showed that he was born from the beginning, that he was born for the bringing them down and raising the Israelites. And the occasion he laid hold on was this. The Ethiopians, who are next neighbors to the Egyptians, made an inroad into their country, which they seized upon and carried off the effects of the Egyptians, who in their rage fought against them and revenged the affronts they have received from them. But being overcome in battle, some of them were slain, and the rest ran away in a shameful manner, and by that means saved themselves. Whereupon the Ethiopians followed after them in the pursuit, and thinking that it would be a mark of cowardice, they did not subdue all Egypt. They went on to subdue the rest with greater vehemence. And when they had tasted the sweets of the country, they never left off the persecution of the war. And as the nearest parts had not courage enough at first to fight with them, they proceeded as far as Memphis. And we know Memphis is an area in Egypt. And the sea itself. While not one of the cities was able to oppose them, the Egyptians, under this sad oppression, betook themselves to their oracles and prophecies. And when God have given them this counsel to make use of Moses the Hebrew, and take his assistance, the king commanded his daughter to produce him, that he might be the general of their army. Okay, we getting a little bit somewhere. Upon which, when she had made him swear he would do him no harm, she delivered him to the king, and supposed his assistance would be of greater advantage to them. She withal reproached the priests. Why? Because they wanted to kill Moses, who, when they had before admonished the Egyptians to kill him, were not ashamed now to own their want of his help. So they needed his help, right? Here you go. So Moses, at the persuasion both of Tharbis and the king himself, cheerfully undertook the business. And the scribes of both nations were glad, those of the Egyptians, that they should at once overcome their enemies by his valor, and that by the same piece of management Moses would be slain. So they wanted Moses to fight with them, hoping that he'll be killed. Why? Because in their mind, Moses is going to raise up against us and deliver these Israelites. Do it sound familiar? They have killed all our leaders, hoping nobody raised up to deliver Israel. They did the same thing, y'all. They wanted to kill Moses before he can raise up the Israelites and remove them from under the burden of the Egyptians. It says, but those of the Hebrews, that they should escape from the Egyptians. There y'all go, you see? Because Moses was to be their general. This is what they was afraid of. Let's kill Moses, because he's going to be the general of the Israelites. And that's exactly what happened anyway. God used Moses to deliver them. So it said, but Moses prevented the enemies and took and led his army before those enemies were appraised of his attacking them. For he did not march by the river, but by land, where he gave a wonderful demonstration of his sagacity. For when the ground was difficult to be passed over because of the multitude of serpents, which is produced in vast numbers, and indeed in singular in some of those productions, with other countries not to breed. So Moses said that, because of his mind, he was strategizing. There was a place that serpents used to be in the dirt, and they'll come up and bite people. So Moses had a plan. Moses said, let's use the ebris, which are birds. Ebris are birds. And we're going to put the birds in a cage, and we're going to release the birds and let the snakes bite the birds instead of biting us. That's how smart this man was. He was very smart. Here you go, y'all. Listen to this part. Here it comes. I'm right here. It say, and yet such as are worse than others in power and mischief, and an unusual fierceness of sight, some of which ascend out of the ground unseen, and also fly in the air, and so come upon men unawares, and do them a mischief. Moses talking about the snakes. Moses invented a wonderful, like a strategy to preserve the army safe and without hurt. For he made baskets like unto ox of sedge, and filled them with ebis, meaning birds, ebis, and carried them along with them, which animals is the greatest enemy to the serpents unimaginable, for they fly from them. When they come near them, he say, and when they come near them, and as they fly, they are caught and devoured by them. And if it were done by the hearts, but the ebis are tame creatures, and only enemies to the serpent kind. But also these ebis I say no more at present, since the Greeks are now themselves unacquainted with this sort of bird. So Moses used these birds because these snakes come out the ground and was biting people. So Moses came up with a strategy, a plan, through his wisdom, and used birds that the snakes can bite them instead of the people, that he don't lose none of the men in the army. So while Moses is out there fighting the battles, look at what it say. Here it go. When he had therefore proceeded thus on his journey, he came upon the Ethiopians before they expected him, and joined in battle with them. He beat them. They couldn't beat him before. He beat them and deprived them of the hope they had of success against the Egyptians, and went on in overthrowing their cities, and indeed made a great slaughter of these Ethiopians. Now when the Egyptian army had once tasted of their prosperous success by the means of Moses, they did not slacken their diligence, insomuch that the Ethiopians were in danger of being reduced to slavery. Y'all see this? They needed a Hebrew to go fight their battles, and now they overcoming their enemies by the power of the Most High, who put into their mind to use Moses. What is the Lord doing? Allowing Moses to get these skills, to strategize, to think. So when he delivered the children of Israel, these skills that he learned in all the ways of Egypt will be used to deliver his people. So the Lord will equip us with the skills that we need, and these skills are going to be beneficial to the awakening, the purpose, and the plans of Yah. Now I got to skip down, because now you see that Moses is whooping these Ethiopians behind. So much so, they thought they was going to be reduced to slavery. What happened, KJ? Here we go. Let me go all the way down. This way it's finna get interesting. I want y'all to listen closely to this. Now, while Moses is beating up on these Egyptians, right? Something happened. And here you go. I'm going to start from right here. Look, y'all. Where it say, however. I'm going to start right here. However. It says, however, while Moses was uneasy at the armies lying idle, for the enemy durst not come to a battle, this accident happened. Tharbis. Who is Tharbis? Tharbis was the daughter of the king of Ethiopians. She happened to see Moses as he led the army near to the walls and fought with great courage, and in mind the stability of his undertaking, and believing him to be the author of the Egyptian success. What did she say, KJ? Let's see. When they had before despaired of recovering their liberty, and to be the occasion of the great danger the Ethiopians were in, when they had before boasted of their great achievements, she fell deeply in love with him, meaning Moses, and upon the prevalency of that passion, sent to him the most faithful of all her servants to discourse with him upon their marriage. He thereupon accepted the offer, on condition she will procure the delivering up of the city, and gave her the assurance of an oath to take her to wife, and that when he had once taken possession of the city, he would not break his oath to her. No sooner was the agreement made, but it took effect immediately. And when Moses had cut off the Ethiopians, he gave thanks to Elohim and consummated his marriage, and led the Egyptians back to their own land. Now, this is where Moses got this Ethiopian wife from. The Ethiopian wife is not Sephora, the daughter of Jethro. They are from Keturah. And Keturah had other children by Abraham, and one of them name was Midian. And Abraham sent them to the east, which is in the land of Midian in Arabia by Mount Sinai. The Ethiopian wife that Miriam and Aaron was upset about is this woman named Adoniah, her, which is also named Tharbis, queen of Ethiopia. But Moses never laid a hand on a woman, and I'm going to show you why. Moses never laid hand on her, never slept with her, didn't have no kids by her. Moses only had 2 wives in all his life. He had this Ethiopian wife, and once he left, He wasn't with this woman no more. And I'm about to show you why he wasn't with her no more. And that's when he went to Jethro. But the timeline, his ages is just not adding up the age. But this is where he got the Ethiopian wife from. And this is who Miriam and Aaron spoke against. Moses got this woman way before he went to Jethro. It only makes sense because who else were they speaking against? It can't be Jethro's daughter. Because Moses didn't receive that wife until he was dwelling with Jethro. He wasn't around Aaron and Miriam. He wasn't around them at the time. So who they speaking against? What Ethiopian woman they mad about? It wasn't Keturah, child, the Midianites. Zafar, it wasn't. So let me see. Now, why did not Moses lay a hand on this woman? Let me show y'all right now. Let me show y'all why Moses did not lay a hand on this woman. Let me get out of here. Now, let's go to, that was Josephus, right? Now, let me get out of Josephus because now I got to go here. And I'm going to go to the book of Jasher real quick, even though I'm just showing y'all why Moses didn't lay a hand on this woman. And it'll make sense to y'all. So let me see. He wouldn't touch her, man. And it's a reason why Moses wouldn't touch her. And I'm about to see it right now. Okay, here we go. I'm about to show y'all right now why Moses did not touch this woman. Y'all about to find out. And she got mad too because Moses didn't want to touch her. And here it go right here. Let me open up my window and I'm going to show y'all what Moses said. He never laid a hand on a woman. And I'm just showing y'all why he never laid a hand on her. Because Moses said something and I'm about to read it to y'all. Okay, I want y'all to see this. I'm going to bring it in a little closer. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start from I'll start from verse 29. I'll start from verse 29. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Verse 29, it say, they are the sorcerers and the magicians who are mentioned in the book of the law. Did y'all know that Balaam was already mentioned? Look, this Balaam, y'all. This the same Balaam who Moab wanted them to curse the children of Israel when Moses got them out of Egypt. Look at this. It's the same Balaam, y'all. And Balaam, he caused the people to rise up against the king of Ethiopia, who Moses was fighting against. And look at Balaam and his two sons, the magician, doing sorcery. So Moses already knew about this dude, man. Now watch this. It said verse 29. They are the sorcerers and magicians who are mentioned in the book of the law, standing against Moses when the Lord brought the plagues upon Egypt. Watch this, y'all. Verse 30. So Moses took the city by his wisdom, and the children of Kush placed him on the throne instead of Kushites, king of Kush. Why? Because they got the man killed, Balaam and them. They got him killed, right? So if we're going to believe these extra biblical texts, even though I can make the connection, the only thing though, it's the age gap the age gap it was all over the place. But this is why Moses did not touch this Ethiopian woman. Listen to this. Verse 30 again. So Moses took the city by his wisdom, and the children of Kush placed him on the throne instead of Kushites, king of Kush. And they placed a royal crown upon his head, and they gave him for a wife Adoniah. That's the same lady in Josephus. Her name is Adoniah. They call her Tharbis and Adoniah. This is her, y'all. This is the Ethiopian wife who fell in love with him and sent one of her most trusted counselors to go discourse with Moses to consummate the marriage. And, hey, man, I want him. And Moses said, if you show me how to take over this city, I'll keep my oath. You'll become my wife. But was Moses really trying to be this woman's husband? Let me show y'all. Verse 31. And they placed the royal crown upon his head, and they gave him for a wife Adoniah, the Kushite queen, wife of Kiki Anis. Now, y'all know that Moses, he not going to be with a woman who already have a husband. But Balaam got her husband killed. So now he dead. So Moses become her husband, right? But Moses about to say something. And that's why I say you can make the connection with this. Because this is in the King James Bible, what I'm about to say. Verse 32. And Moses feared the Lord God of his fathers, so that he came not to her, nor did he turn his eyes to her. For Moses remember how Abraham had made his servant Eleazar swear, saying unto him, thou shalt not take a woman from the daughters of Canaan for my son Isaac. Also, what Isaac did when Jacob had fled from his brother, when he commanded him, saying, thou shalt not take a wife from the daughters of Canaan, nor make alliances with any of the children of Ham. Verse 35. For the Lord our God gave Ham, the son of Noah, and his children, and all his seed as slaves to the children of Shem, and to the children of Japheth, and unto their seed after them for slaves forever. But we know they're talking about Canaan, though. Y'all remember, Canaan should be a servant of servants to both his brothers, meaning Shem and Japheth. Now, I can find that in the King James Bible. I can line all that up, what I just said. So the point I'm showing y'all, this is the Ethiopian wife that Moses had before he went to Jethro, his father-in-law. Way before he married Jethro's daughter, Sephora. So when Mary and Aaron is speaking against Moses, they're not talking about Sephora. She's not an Ethiopian. She's a Midianite. They come from Abraham's lineage. They was talking about this woman who Moses never laid a hand on. And this is way before he went to Jethro. So at some point in his life, he left Egypt and he did not go straight to Midian. He went among these Ethiopians and they loved Moses so much, he ruled over them. And that's why he got the wife from Adoniah, queen of Ethiopia. Now, let's say this. If we're going to believe this extra biblical text, and if we don't believe it, we have to explain, where did he get the Ethiopian wife from? It wasn't from Egypt. They was fighting against them. But when Moses joined the army, they beat they behind. And this woman saw Moses and fell in love with Moses. At what point in his life did he marry an Ethiopian woman? Because the King James Bible don't say when he took an Ethiopian woman. It just said that Mary and Aaron spoke against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman. What Ethiopian woman? Everybody think it's Jethro's daughter, but it's not. Genesis 20, hold on, let me see something. So y'all see this though? That Moses did not touch this woman, man. He did not lay a hand on this woman because he remembered what Abraham said, what Isaac said about taking of the daughters of Ham or Canaan. Don't take their children, man. Don't get them to your sons. Don't get them to your daughters. This is also in the King James Bible. We can find it. Deuteronomy chapter 7. So at some point in Moses' life, if this is accurate and we're going to believe this, it say that he ruled over Kush. And then he went to Jethro and them when they expelled Moses from Kush because the queen got mad because he didn't want to lay with the woman. He didn't want to touch her. So she got upset and said, man, why y'all got this man ruling over us who are not of our lineage, of our family? He is not one of us. So they love Moses so much, they sent him on his way without harming him. And that's when he went to Jethro. But the Bible say Moses was 40 years old when he left Egypt and he went straight to Jethro. But where did this Ethiopian woman come from, though? That's what we asking ourselves. Where? If you're going to believe Josephus, he told you that Moses had a war with the Ethiopian. And this woman saw him, fell in love with him. They got married, but he never touched her. He only had 2 sons by Sephora, not the Ethiopian woman. He had no children by her. So I don't know why Miriam and Aaron was tripping. They act like Moses had children with the woman. But he did. But he did. So this right here, what I just read, is Joshua chapter 73. Now I want to show y'all this, just to prove to y'all a little further of what I'm saying. And it'll make sense. Let me show y'all this right here. It's going to make sense now. Now you understand what I'm saying. All I'm telling y'all is be very careful when you're reading these extra biblical books. The reason why, some things you ain't going to be able to line up because they dealing with it from different dispensations of time, and they dealing with it from whatever time they think is accurate in their mind. Because one, it say he was 18 when he left Egypt. Then it say it was 40 when he left Egypt. Then it say that he was 27 years old when he ruled over all of Kush. And they say that he ruled over Kush 40 years. So from the age of 27 and 40 years, that'll make Moses 66 years old. So how did he leave Egypt when he was 18 if he say he left when he was 40? So I was like, I don't know. It's all over the place. Hold on now. But let me show y'all this, though. This is going to prove that this is not the Ethiopian woman right here. Watch this. Then again, Abraham took a wife, and her name was Keturah. And she bare him Zimran, and Jokshan, and Medan, and Midian. There y'all go. Midian right here. Midian. Y'all see Midian? This is where Moses' second wife come from, the Midianites. So these are not Ethiopians, family. That's why I'm showing y'all. And then it say that, look what Abraham sent them. Verse 6. But unto the sons of the concubines, which Abraham had, Abraham gave gifts and sent them away from Isaac his son while he yet lived. He sent them eastward unto the east country. Where is that? If he in Canaan and he sent them to the east, where did he send them from Canaan? To where Midian at, family? That's the east country coming from Canaan. He sent them to Midian, which is in Arabia. And that's where the Midianites was dwelling at. And that's why Moses went back to Midian when he was fleeing. Why? Because he know that's his kinfolk. That's his people. That's Moses' people. That's our people. She's not an Ethiopian. She was a Midianite. But a lot of people get confused thinking that Sephora is the Ethiopian woman. But that's not true. She can't be Ethiopian and Midian. So where did the Ethiopian woman come from? If we're going to take Josephus at his word, the Ethiopian woman come from when Moses was fighting the Ethiopians and she fell in love with him. Queen of Ethiopia named Adoniah. Adoniah. I want to show you something else to prove to you that Moses said that the people was our kinfolk. Let me show y'all this. Let's see. Let me find it. Y'all ready? Here it go right here. Watch what Moses about to say. Watch what Moses about to say. Let me see. Let me see when he said that this was Abraham's children. I'm looking for it. Just bear with me. Okay, here we go. I was looking for when Abraham said this is Abraham's children. Let me see. I'm just trying to prove that when Moses say the Midianites are Abraham's children, and that's why he went there. Let me see. Go to the next chapter. Let me see. I'm just trying to find it. Y'all bear with me. Let me see. Okay, here you go, y'all. I found it. Here we go. I want y'all to see this with your own eyes. Check this out. This still in the same book of Josephus. I want y'all to see what Moses said why he went to Midian. Watch this. Let me make it big. Here we go. I want y'all to see right at verse. I'm going to go up right here where he say, and when he came to the city of Midian. Watch this. I'm going to start right here. Right here where it say, and when he. Now watch this. Now when Moses was running and fleeing, look at what he said. And when he came to the city of Midian, which lay upon the Red Sea, and was so dominated from one of Abraham's sons by Keturah. There y'all go. There y'all go, which are the Midianites. Y'all see that? So Moses already knew who them people was. The Midianites are our relatives. There was not no distant people that Moses just happened to run it. No. Keturah had Midian. And Midianites are our cousins. And Moses took a wife that Jephthah gave to him named Zipporah. She was not Ethiopian. So a person would have to ask themselves, if you're going to do some digging, when Miriam and Aaron got upset with their brother and said, Moses, he took an Ethiopian woman. Where did she come from? Who is she? How did he get her? How did he come in contact with her? Because all we got from the King James Bible is that he was 40. He killed an Egyptian. He went to Midian. He stayed in Midian. And then God sent him back to go get the children of Israel. We hear them speaking against the Ethiopian woman. Where did she come from? Who is she? That's all I was trying to show y'all. But I'm not going to deal with the ages because it's too conflating. But this do give some insight onto how he got this Ethiopian woman, because when you do compare Josephus with the Jasher, it do link up. But do not try to connect them ages. That stuff is all over the place. Because you do need multiple witnesses to say the same thing. So if the Bible say he was 40 years old, he was 40 years old. It can't say he was 18 when he fled Egypt. But remember what I told y'all. Whatever they doing, they dealing with this in different time zone, and it's not adding up to his life. What is adding up to his life is that we know he was powerful in word and deed. And that means he had some deeds, right? And we trying to figure out his deeds. Did he fight some battles? What did he do? Did he capture some cities? You know, was he a general? Did he rule over armies? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. Moses fought many battles for the Egyptians. They couldn't win without Moses. Just like Joseph taught them all the wisdom. They couldn't do nothing without Joseph. So much for them being so powerful, huh? How everybody running around with all this Egypt talk. Yeah, Egypt was a great civilization, but they couldn't do nothing without Joseph. They couldn't do nothing without Moses. And they couldn't build nothing without the children of Israel being their slaves. Do it sound familiar? Sound just like America, huh? They can't do nothing without Black Americans being in America, then built up their walls and everything. Our ancestors. You remove Black Americans out of America, this place is going to be desolate, like a wilderness. Let me see what else I got. So I proved that Abraham had a wife named Keturah. Let me see what this say. Okay, here we go. Now look. Here it go right here. Now check this out. Yep. Elder Barawak. Absolutely. That's why I say, Elder Barawak, a lot of our books, family, that's why I took the original live down, because I can show you where he got the Ethiopian wife from, but I can't connect his age to really just paint the picture that I was trying to paint. But one thing we can all agree on, Sephora is not the Ethiopian woman. So I hope this helps somebody to where they don't have to be confused, because when we read about Sephora, they think she is the Ethiopian woman when she is not the Ethiopian woman, because she is not a Kushite. And Jethro is not a Kushite. And you can go look up any sources right now, whether they primary or secondary. You're not going to find anything that say that Ethiopians rule Midian. You're not going to find it. You're not going to find it. So this Ethiopian wife that Miriam and Aaron, now I want y'all to notice something too. He named Miriam first and then Aaron. So we know who was the main one talking. It was Miriam who really had a problem with it. And Aaron, you know, he's a follower, just like he allowed them to cause him to make a golden calf. See, I've been knew something about Aaron when it always named him second when it say Miriam and Aaron. I thought, this boy right here is a follower. He just do it. Anything's about to tell him to do, he just follow along. Like when they told him to build a golden calf, he just went on and did it. Miriam speaking against Moses, he just joined right in with her. All they had to do is be patient. Moses didn't take the Ethiopian woman and lay a hand on her. He had no relations with that woman because he remembered what Abraham and Isaac and them saying. Do not take their daughters. So she got mad at Moses when you read Jasher 76. She say, how y'all got this man ruling over us? He have not put a hand on me. He have not looked at me, because Moses did not want this woman. And they love Moses too, y'all. She wanted them to kill Moses. And they said, no, we ain't going to kill him. We're going to just send you away, Moses, with some gifts and presents. And that's when he went to Jethro. But I believe the biblical account that the Bible say when he was 40 years old, he killed an Egyptian. Then he went to Jethro. But I need some more evidence to prove that what happened before all of that took place, though. Before Moses turned 40, what was he doing? What was he doing when he was 20? What was he doing when he was 25? What was he doing when he was 30? What was our ancestor Moses doing, family? He had to be doing something. He wasn't just sitting in the Egyptian house. He wasn't just watching Hebrews be oppressed as slaves. Moses was out there handling business. He was handling business, family. So let me show y'all one more thing. And that'll be it for me. Just show y'all one more thing. I want to show y'all this. The Most High and Yahshua don't miss words when they speak. So whatever he talking about something, he gonna put a name to it. And he never called Sephora an Ethiopian woman, not one time. Look at this. This is Exodus chapter 2. And I'm gonna go right up to right here. Here you go. I'm gonna start at verse 16. I'm gonna start right here, verse 16. It say, now the priests of Midian had 7 daughters, and they came and drew water and filled the troughs to water their father's flock. And the shepherds came and drove them away. But Moses stood up and helped them and watered their flock. And when they came to Raul, their father, he said, how is it that you are come so soon today? And they said, an Egyptian delivered us out of the hand of the shepherds, and also drew water enough for us, and watered the flock. And he said unto his daughters, and where is he? Why is it that ye have left the man? Call him, that he may eat bread. And Moses was content to dwell with the man, and he gave Moses Sephora his daughter, no Ethiopian woman. He never called this woman Ethiopian nothing. Sapphira was a Midianite. So Miriam and Aaron was not speaking against Sapphira. They were speaking against Adoniah, the Ethiopian queen. I can't believe he took that woman. There y'all go, family. So all I wanted to come and do is just shine light on the fact that you do have to be careful when reading the extra biblical books. You do have to be careful, family. I don't want to lie to you. It's a lot of truth in all of our books, but some things are hard to connect dots to because they have the ages conflicting, they have the timelines conflicting. Some things don't match up. So you just got to pray for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And the things that you cannot connect the dots to, you just leave it alone until more evidence is presented or more evidence is found. But this right here just proves that they mess with a lot of our books, a lot of our records. The Most High is not the author of confusion, but all these modern books and them translate different books. And ask yourself, why we got so many different translations of the Bible? Y'all know why. They removing stuff, taking stuff, adding stuff, putting italics, words slanted to the side. Yeah, all kind of things, fam. So this is why we study so hard, so we could be able to navigate through all this. Now, the original lie was I found Moses' Ethiopian wife, and it's not Sapphira. But then I say, I can't do that because I can't link this man ages up with all these different ages they putting in here. They got this man 18, 27 when he ruled over Ethiopia, 18 when he left Egypt, 40 when he left Egypt. Then he went straight to Jethro. Then they say he ruled over Kush for 40 years. So let's just do this. Let's just act like, okay, Moses left Egypt when he was 18. And then he dwelt with a king by the name of Kikianis, which is king of Ethiopia. He dwelt with him 9 years, right? So from 18 and 9, that's 27. Then he ruled over Ethiopian for 40 years, right? So from 27, 40 years, that means Moses was 66 years old, right? Then let's say that he went to Jethro at the age of 66. So that means that I will only be able to say Moses dwelt with Jethro for 13 years plus 66 would give me what? 80. That's if, I mean, that's just if we was just trying to do all that, but it shouldn't have to take all that to get to this man's age. Because I know that when he went back to Pharaoh, he was 80 years old. So did he dwell with Jethro for 40 years? It say he dwelt in the wilderness for 40 years. Did he dwell with Jethro for 40 years? See what I'm saying? Y'all see, like, the timelines are conflating, family. It's not adding up. The King James Bible say what it say, but the other books need to line up with it. They have to line up with it. And if it ain't lining up, I can't use it. I can't use it, family. Because it's going to put more confusion on the table. And we ain't about confusion. The Most High not about confusion, and I'm not about to confuse my people. So I took the live down, and I wanted to come from a different angle just to show you that according to Josephus, which is a historian, and look, I believe Josephus. I believe these accounts. If he said that Moses had a fight with the Ethiopians, I believe it. And that's where he got the Ethiopian wife from. I believe it. I believe it. Man, and that's smart to make up all this great history. Oh, no, he just ain't that smart. That's too much great history to try to, concoct and come up with in your mind. Man, that is too much. So we know that a lot of these things are documented. It's just that because they scatter the books abroad. And now they got all different translations of Josh. And you got this man translating Joshua. You got this man translate Jasher. You got him doing the Apocrypha. And then over here, they got another Apocrypha. They got a book of Enoch. Then they got another book of Enoch. Then they got another book of this. And then they got the 54 complete books. Hold on. Matter of fact, let me see something. I got my 54 complete books of the Apocrypha right in front of me. Let me go to Jasher in his book. And let me see what it say real quick, family. Let me see. Hold on. Okay, this is Jasher. Let me go check for myself. Let me go to 73 or 74. Let me see what it say. I'll tell y'all what it say real quick. Because I was reading that from the computer. So let me see. Okay. I'm going to tell y'all this right now. Okay. Let me see. Yep, it do say it, family. It said the same thing in the book of Jasher in the 54 complete books. And I'm going to read it to y'all right now. It say that the king, it say that in the 55th year of the reign of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, that is the 157th year of the Israelites going down into Egypt, Moses reigned in Kush. Moses was 27 years old when he began to reign over Kush, and he reigned 40 years. And the Lord granted Moses favor and grace in the eyes of all the children of Kush. So y'all see that? Now, this the problem. This where the problem come in. If Moses was 27 years old when he reigned over Kush, that means Moses left Egypt when he was 18. But the King James Bible don't say that. You see? Or is the King James Bible just going from the time he left Egypt and went straight to Midian? Where's the rest of the history? That's all I'm trying to get y'all to see. That's all I'm trying to get y'all to see, family. They did a lot of things with our records, man. And now I see why we have to seek 10 times harder to get this understanding. We got to go 10 times harder to get this understanding. Because so much manipulation, so many messing with the books and the records and the historical documentation, you know, all the primary sources and all that stuff. People, I'm telling y'all, these people did a number on our history, our records, our books. And it's to keep us discombobulated. But the Most High said there's nothing hid that should not be revealed. So a lot of these things, we can connect the dots. But when it comes to its age, it's not adding up, family. And that's why I left it alone when it comes to the age. Because if I cannot get a 40, 40, 40 out of 3 witnesses, I'm leaving that alone. Because if one witness say 40 and then the other one say 18, 27, and then he was 66 when he left Kush, nuh-uh. I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. So that's it for y'all, brother. I just wanted to show y'all that, like Elder Barrel Rock just said, timeline is very important. And, you know, I just wanted to come show y'all when you're going to read the extra biblical books, be very careful. That's all I can tell y'all. Be very careful. Because they mess with our books. They mess with our books. They mess with it bad, family. So when I hear people say they ain't mess with our books or they ain't manipulate nothing, I don't even argue with people like that. If that's not the case, why did God have to put into his own book in Revelations, the last book, do not add or take away from our word? Didn't they take away a lot of our books? Because at one time, it was just compiled of the 1611, and it had Enoch, it had Second Ezra, it had the Maccabees, it had everything in it. Daniel and a dragon. It had all that in it. Why did they scatter these books abroad? Why are they doing that, family? Why they did not just leave the books compiled into one book? Why we don't have the Greek captivity in the King James Bible? Why I gotta go buy an Apocrypha to read about Antiochus Epiphanes and the Greek captivity when the Maccabees was handling their business? That's why they took it out. Because that would encourage us that if the Lord is with us, we can fight back in captivity. You know why I say that? If you're going to tell me we can't fight back in captivity, why did he allow the Maccabees, the Hasmoneans, to fight back against Antiochus and them and the Greeks? I thought we don't supposed to fight back in captivity when it's time to fight. So we got to have 2 witnesses, at the most 3. That's why Moses and Joshua was always together, so Moses can hear it and Joshua can hear it. That's 2 witnesses, because the Lord was already prepping Joshua to take over Moses' job when he died. So he was already being prepped. He was already being prepped. So that's why when Elder Bear walk, he'll give me some information. I look into the information, and guess what I go do? I get another witness to the information that he gave me, and once I line it up, I can teach it to the people. Just like, for instance, a lot of people trying to understand our time and the biblical times, that how we calculated time. In the biblical days, 6 a.m. started a day. 6 p.m. in a day. And we had something called 3 watch hours. What do this mean, KJ? 3 watch hours was night hours, and they went 4 hours apiece. So this is where you get your 6 p.m. to 12 p.m. and from 12 p.m. to 6 a.m. That's a day. So it go from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. That's 12. And then from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. again, that's another 12. And it just keep going like that. So you got 3 night watch hours, 4 hours apiece. I think it's something like from 10 to 2, then from 2 to this, and then from 2 to 6, and then that's a.m. And then it go from 6 a.m. to it get the day changing in biblical times to 6 p.m. And then it go from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. again. That go a whole, the day starting over. Because in our time, evening, then morning make a day. Not morning to evening, evening, then morning. That's why the day end in the evening, because the day is changing going into another day. And once it changed going into another day, you go from that time to 6 a.m. And that's the same day that just changed before. That's why when people say, why y'all keep the Sabbath day from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown? Because a day change in the evening. So like right now, it's the first day of the week, which is called Sunday, right? But the day actually became Sunday when the Sabbath day ends. And once the daylight break, it's still the same day, which is Sunday. And this day would end tonight going into the Monday. And once the morning come, it still would be Monday until the day change again going into Tuesday. That's how it works. That's how it works, family. So, do anybody have any questions? Any questions? Let me see if I can find my 3 watch hours. Just, let me see if I can find it. Okay, I want to just show this real quick. I just want to show this just so people can have a better understanding how we calculated our time. So let me see real quick, and then that this will be the last thing that I show. And then if y'all don't have any questions, I'm gonna get up out of here. Here we go right here. Now y'all remember I was just talking about like that, how we tell time in biblical time, right? So here y'all go. Look at this. This is what I was talking about, how we calculated our watch hours. Y'all see this? So in the book of Lamentations, chapter 2, verse 19, the first watch is from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. That's the first watch, right? The middle watch in Judges chapter 7, verse 19 is called the middle watch. The middle watch is from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. That's the middle watch. And the morning watch, 1 Samuel chapter 11, verse 11, and Exodus chapter 14, verse 24, is from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. Y'all see what that just did? It went from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., and from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., and from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. There go the day starting right there. There go your new day starting. And from 6 a.m., you're going to go to 6 p.m. That's 12 hours, family. And then it's going to start these watch hours again at night, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., and 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. again, and the day is starting over. These are called watch night hours. First watch, middle watch, and morning watch. But the Roman time, they went by 3 hours. We go by 4 hours. So from 6 to 10, that's 4 hours. From 10 to 2, that's 4 hours. From 2 a.m. to 6 a.m., that's another 4 hours. How many hours is that? That's 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 hours at night, 12 hours in the day. There you go, family. These are called night watch hours. So this is how we calculated time. So I'm showing you this just to prove that you look at today, we don't go by time like this no more. They say 12:01 make a new day. That doesn't make any sense though. How can 12:01 make a new day? How? But they changed times and laws, family. So do anybody have any questions? Do anybody have any questions? I'm just trying to see, do anybody have any questions? That's right, Elder Barrel Walk, facts. That's how come I'm just going to stick with what the book say. It say it was 40, I'm just sticking with 40. Even though it say he ruled over Egypt, I need more tangible evidence. I need, more, I just need more, man. I need more than just saying he ruled over Kush, because the timeline is not adding up. So I'm just sticking with what the book say 40. I'm sticking with 40 because I don't have 2 or 3 more witnesses. But I will tell you this. He got that Ethiopian woman from Ethiopia. We know that for sure when he was fighting a battle with the Egyptians against Kush. That I can stand on. But other than that, nah, I can't. Can't stand on nothing too much more than that. No problem, Coin. Oh, that's my brother. I know who that is. I know who that is. I know who Coin 0099 is. Salute, brother. Salute. Y'all heard Elder Barrel Walk say he recommend y'all go get a copy of Josephus. He has a lot of our history, and he is an eyewitness to last temple being destroyed about 70 AD, and that is facts. And look, I'm a bag Elder Barrel Walk up by telling y'all this. Y'all know how we read about the Samaritans, the woman at the well? If you want to have more evidence to further tell a story, go get the book of Josephus. You know why? Because in the book of Josephus, it tell you how the Samaritans used to cosplay. Like when things was going good for us, they would act like they were the original Samaritans, meaning the children of Israel. But when things was going bad for us, they'll tell Alexander or the Greeks or the people that was ruling at that time, now we're not the same people as them. You can only find that in Josephus. You're not going to find it nowhere else. So while everybody is thinking that woman at the well was an Israelite, they was placed in the land after the northern kingdom was taken down in 2 Kings chapter 17 by Shalmaneser. Once they was taken down, they put other people in the land. And Josephus is the one that extend the story to let you know they was cosplaying. They was cosplaying, family. Acting like they was us. Acting like they was us. It's called Queen Kadaya. It's called The Complete Works of Josephus. The Complete Works of Josephus. Matter of fact, let me go to Amazon real quick. Let me see. Let me get a picture for you. Right here, my sister. I'm about to show you right now. This is the one you want to get right here. Let me see. Let me open up this window. I thank y'all for coming this morning, family. I pray that this shine light, that when y'all reading these books, please be careful. That's all I'm going to tell you. Just be careful, family. This it right here, my sister. Right there. The Complete Works of Josephus. Flavius Josephus. Absolutely 78 vet. And shalom to you, beloved sister. Josephus shine a lot of light, family. And I'm telling y'all right now, please get you one of these books. This is how I'm able to connect a lot of dots. A lot of dots. This is how I found out also that, you know, when you want to deal with the inheritance of Shem and, you know, Ham land and Japhet land, you go get Josephus. Is going to tell you that Shem's land started from the Indian Ocean. I could connect that with the Jubilees. See what I'm saying? Two witnesses right there. Josephus and the Jubilees, they agree that Shem's land started from the Indian Ocean, went all the way up to the Euphrates, came all the way down to the Negev, and it was over there by Lebanon, by Damascus in Syria, and then it curved all the way back over east of the Jordan River. That was all the land of Shem. And then Mount Sinai, the mountain of God, was also in his territory. So that's a whole nother plot of area of land. And then he put the Garden of Eden inside of his land. They go a whole nother. You see what I'm saying? Like everybody thinks Shem's inheritance was just like this little bitty inheritance. You got to read Jubilees. You got to read Josephus. It's all right there. It's all right there. Oh, no, go ahead and ask your question, brother. I got you. What question you want to ask? What question you want to ask, my brother? You said I had a question yesterday about him. Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah, I'm just waiting to see if y'all got any questions. Hey, y'all make sure y'all get an Apocrypha. Get you the complete 54 books of the Apocrypha, because inside of these books, you have like the Apocalypse of Abraham. You have the Testament of Solomon. You have the Apocalypse of Isaiah. Man, you got the creation story. You got Adam and Eve. Like, you know, when the Most High was dealing with them, you have all type of different documentation in all of these books that you have to read, because the King James Bible is going to give you some history, but it's not going to connect all the dots for you. And that's when the other books come into place to connect those areas where, you know, we looking for those other witnesses to connect those dots. So, like I said, get all of these books, man, please. All you got to do, so you don't got to buy these books individually, just get you Josephus and get you the complete 54 books of the Apocrypha. It's a big, thick old book. And it got Second Ezra's, it got Jubilees, it got Jasher, it got Maccabees, it got the Apocalypse of Abraham, it got the Apocalypse of Paul. It got all these books, man. It got everything in it. Everything in the complete 54 books of the Apocrypha. And take y'all time reading these books. You ain't got to be in a rush. Rise of the Israelites, I'm not sure, my brother, because the one I have it's just called the complete 54 books of the Apocrypha. It's a 2022 edition. And inside of it, it have, let me see, it have the Deuteronomy canon, First and Three Enoch, the Giants, Jasher, Jubilees, the Pseudepigrapha, and the Apocalyptic Fathers. It have Abraham, man. Now it got everything in this book, man. To be real, it got the Epistle of Barnabas. It have it got Second Baruch, First Baruch, the Word of Gad, the Seers, Lives of the Prophets. It got the Testament of the 12 Patriarchs. It got everything in here. Jubilees, Jasher, Maccabees, everything. It got, you know, Sirach, the Wisdom of Solomon, all that. Judith, Tobit, the Apocrypha of Daniel. Yeah, they got a lot of stuff in here, though. It'll also make it easier for you to put lessons together, too. Like when you want to edify somebody, it's good to buy a lot of your books, so when you having conversations, you could be able to navigate through the history, navigate through the scriptures, and be able to connect dots back and forth, too. Because I remember a sister asked me, my sister say, man, how you able to, like, go to different dispensations of time and then bring it back to what you was talking about? I said, man, it's just study and the Spirit of the Most High, my sister. That's all I can say. I can't take no credit. The Spirit of the Most High and faith in Yahshua. That's it. I can't do nothing without my Father, so, or my King. So I just study. That's it, man. I just study. That's what I told her. I just study. I just take my time and give the Most High a lot of time. I give Yahshua a lot of time. I just study. And that's why I'm able to go and connect a lot of dots, because I just keep my face in the book. And I keep my face in other books. Because you have some people that tell you don't read these outside books. Your brother K. Judah would never tell you what to read. I don't think that's my place. I think that's disrespectful and distasteful for somebody to control you and tell you what you should read and what you should not read. I don't think, me personally, I think that's disrespectful to your awakening. Because why would they limit you and limit your understanding? You trying to get understanding. And in order to get understanding, you must be able to read different history and different dispensations of times of your own history. So we shouldn't be limiting ourselves saying, don't read this book, don't read that book, oh, this book is no good. Who is you to decide what's good and bad because you read something that didn't line up? I read stuff all the time that don't line up, and guess what I do? I just don't deal with it. I go line the things up I can line up. And the things I can't line up, like this Moses, the name of this live at first was called I Found Moses' Ethiopian Wife, and it's not Sephora. But I couldn't deal with that because the timeline was conflating, so I took it down. So when it don't line up, it just don't line up. So I'm going to stay with the King James Version that he was 40 years old. That's what I'm going to deal with, and that's what I'm going to tell people. I'm not going to tell them that he ruled over Ethiopia, but I will tell them that according to Josephus, he fought the Ethiopians. That way he got the Ethiopian wife from, because it's in the Josephus, book 2, chapter 10. That's documented history. So I got to tell him that. But I can't tell him they were 18, 40, 27, 66. No, man, I ain't doing all that. That's too much. Yeah, we ain't doing that. Like I'm sticking with 40 years old. So that's what I'm going to stick with. He was 40. The Bible say 40. I don't have another witness to say otherwise. I'm sticking with 40. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's why when you read Daniel, he prayed in the morning, the middle, and like he prayed 3 times a day. And this is around the time he was doing it. And they also talk about the best time to fast is also like these times. Because in the morning you at work, right? You know, that started the new work day in ancient times, so they was working. So I'm pretty sure they prayed in the morning, in the middle, and at night. Okay, Didi, Shalom, beloved Didi. Didi say she reading the Apocrypha right now. Didi, Absolutely, my sister. Hey, if you need any, if you run across something and it might be a little strange, hey, hit your brother K Judah up on email. I got you. Yes, yes. I yes, absolutely. So like when I get off of work in the morning, I pray. I read my one chapter a day. And then if I'm gonna put a lesson together, that's separate from what I just prayed in my one chapter a day. So I always read a chapter a day. And then I put my lessons together, what I want to put for the week. Sometimes I might put two lessons together. But it's good to pray in the morning, in that middle, and then I pray before I go to work. I put the whole armor on. I ask the Most High to allow me to have a good work night. I rebuke all the walls of the enemy. I rebuke the devil, keep all foolishness from around me. So yes, I pray in the morning, the middle, and when I'm going to work, and I do the same thing when I come home again. Pray in the morning, the middle, and when I go to work. And then I put, the prayer that Yahshua said, Our Father which art in heaven, put the whole armor on. So you got to keep yourself protected, family. You got to pray. Because the Most High move on our faith and our prayers. The Most High move on our faith and our prayers. That's what he move on, our faith and our prayers. Yeah, I didn't pay that much for this 54 complete books on the Apocrypha. If you go to Amazon and just put in the complete 54 books of the Apocrypha 2022 edition, I don't think I paid that much. I can't remember, but I know I ain't paid no 80, 100, none of that. I think it was like around about $25 to $30. I have a question. Now go ahead and ask your question. I'm listening. That's very important. I definitely make it clear why I don't read it. I could never tell anyone not to read something. I agree wholeheartedly. And like I told y'all before, there is a Jasher out there that is an ancient text, but I don't know where it's at. I don't know where it's at. A lot of the books of Jasher we have today is modern books of Jasher. So still read it though, but be careful with it. Because you can connect more than 201 witnesses in it, but you have to be careful, man, because I would be lying to you if I ain't tell you that in some of these books, you ain't gonna be able to connect everything to that King James Bible. So those are things you're just gonna have to leave alone until evidence is presented, or you just gotta leave it alone. Because you can't tell people something you cannot bag up with more than 2 or 3 witnesses. I don't think that'll be, fair for the people. So just be careful. Absolutely. Rise of the Israelites. Big salute. Big salute. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Absolutely. Okay. Already. 87 cents on Google will help others. Don't have it, but please. Absolutely. Facts. Okay. I'm just reading y'all comments. My sister 78 vet say she get to work 1 hour early to read and pray. There y'all go. You work in the morning, 78 vet? Because I work overnight. So when I come home in the morning, I pray and read. Then, I relax, chill for the day. And then you pray, like in that middle. And then when I'm getting ready to go to work, there it go again. So before I leave out the house, I pray, put the whole armor on, rebuke the enemy. Because you always got to rebuke the enemy because, you want your day to go good. Everybody not having the same type of day you having. You could be having a good day, somebody mad at their day. You know what I'm saying? So, you got to rebuke that stuff, man. You got to rebuke. Okay. Queen Kadaya said it's $22 on Amazon. Bam, there y'all go. $22. $22. See, Elder Barak telling y'all right now, he said we should all definitely pray at the 9th hour. That's when the Messiah died. Acts 3:1. Psalms and Daniels are witnesses of praying 3 times a day. There y'all go. And that 9th hour that Elder Barak talking about is 3 p.m. And I also got all the hours that if anybody want to email, so when y'all reading y'all scripture and they say the 9th hour, the 6th hour, the 5th hour, I got it all written down, family. I got a whole timeline. So when y'all reading y'all scriptures and they say the 12th hour, the 6th hour, the 9th hour, the 10th hour, I got all of that on the timeline. So as you look at the timeline, you can understand, oh, this time was 7. Oh, this time was 6. Oh, this time was 4. Oh, this time was 1. Oh, this time was 2. So I got that also. Matter of fact, let me see something before I go. Let me see. Let me see right now. Y'all bear with me. Hold on. Let me see something. Let me see. Okay. Watches. Okay, let me see. Watches. Let me see. Let me see. I'm just looking for my chart real quick. I got everything by name, but sometimes I got so much stuff. I be trying to find these times. Now let me see. Let me see. Man, I forgot what I called that thing. I know I called it. What was it? Day watches? Watch? I don't know. Let me see. Dang, what I called them watches. Day watches? No, I don't think I called it day watches. No, it's not day watches. Dang. I got watches of the night, so let me see. Let me see. The complete. Okay, I found it. I found it, y'all. Let me see if this is it. Okay, here we go. Oh, thank you. Woo. Okay, here we go. We're about to deal with it right now, okay? So I can show y'all in the Bible. So watch this. I'm going to deal with all the hours, and then y'all going to have better understanding. So let me open up my window, and we're going to deal with this real quick. And look, if y'all want me to send this to y'all, just email me. And when y'all reading the Bible, it'll make better sense than when you're hearing about all these watches, like this watch, 9th watch, 9th hour, 10th hour, 12th hour. So just email me and I'll send y'all this right here. Because I created this. There you go. Y'all see this? Let me bring it in some. Okay. So the first hour is from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Okay, that's the first watch. In between this time, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. The second hour is 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. That's the second hour. The third hour is 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. That's the third hour. The fourth hour is 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. The fifth hour is 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. The sixth hour is 12 p.m. Y'all remember? And at the sixth hour in the Bible, and then at the 9th hour, which is 3 p.m., y'all remember that? So the 6th hour is 12 p.m. to 1 p.m., okay? So we got that out the way. Here we go. The 7th hour is 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. The 8th hour is 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. The 9th hour, there you go. This is the hour that Elder Barak was telling y'all about. Because at the 9th hour, it was darkness over all the earth, and then Yahshua passed away. That was at the 9th hour, which is 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. And look what it said right here. Hour of prayer. There you go. Look, he just told y'all about Acts 3. And it's right there. Look, hour of prayer at the 9th hour. There y'all go. So this just bagging up what Elder Barak is saying. I'm a second witness. That's the hour of prayer. In the book of Acts, I got it right there. And they go to 9th hour, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. There y'all go. And the 10th hour is 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. The 11th hour is 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. And guess what it said right there? The 12th hour, end of the daylight period, sunset. Begin a new Israelite day. There y'all go. If y'all want this, I will email it to you. I always tell people that the Lord deserves the best. And that's why we put our best foot forward. We look, we create all this for our people to have better understanding. Some people, they just teach the Bible. They don't use no geography. They just tell you, no. We're going to show images. We're going to make pictures. We're going to have geography so we can email this stuff to y'all. So when you're reading, you get better understanding. So if you want this, email me. So when you hear about what is the first hour? What is the second hour? What is the third hour? What is the fourth hour? What is the fifth hour? What is the 6th hour, 7th hour, 9th hour, 10th hour, 11th hour, 12th hour? I will email this to you. You will have it. You will have better understanding when you're reading the scriptures. So if y'all want this one and this one, which are the night watches, I email both of them to y'all because you got your day watches and then you got your night watches. So there you go. I'm going to email it to you, Elder Barak. And anybody else who want it, I got y'all. Hey, me 24, you Jones, if you just email me, I just send it to you, my sister. That way you don't got to have it on like a screenshot picture. I can just send you the real thing. All y'all got to do is just email y'all brother KJ, I got you. I'm going to email it to Barak as soon as I get off of here, though. But anybody else who want it, just email me. I got it, family. Whatever I got, y'all can have. My sister Rashida, she emailed me all the time about different things, and I sent it to her. My brother asked me about a lot of charts, a lot of geography. I sent him a lot of maps. That's what we here for, family. We here to give, let our people use this stuff, man. We can't just hold this to ourselves because y'all are also trying to get understanding of the scriptures. So we got to release all this stuff to our people. Here you go. You can have it. Take it. Num ya. Salute, Elder. Salute. Do anybody have any other questions? That's what's up. 7A vet. There's a ministry, I forgot the name. They take turns praying at the different hours. That's what's up. And I'm going to keep it real with y'all. As a people, we have to do better when it comes to, I'm not talking about love, where we say, I love you. We have to start showing actions to one another when we say we love each other. We are in the awakening. We're supposed to have a renewed mind. So with that renewed mind, I'm supposed to treat you with love and respect, with care, with compassion and mercy. You're supposed to do the same for me. We're supposed to live in peace with all people. You see what I'm saying? So we're not out here as a people bothering people. We're not out here being disrespectful to anybody. But we do be disrespectful to each other. And I don't be understanding, like, why so much anger towards one another? Like, bro, what did that? Like, it's like when we get angry with each other, it's with vehement. I mean, the anger, boy, is with vehement anger. Like, we just want to rip each other's heads off. I'll be like, man, why you so mad, brother? Like, why are you so angry? Why are you so angry, sister? Like, relax. Take a deep breath, man. What you mad for? Jesus. Dog, when I be seeing black people, man, I be excited. Like, I want to speak to you. But sometimes I feel the spirit, though. I'll be like, nah, let me keep my mouth closed, man. This person looking like you say something to them, they gonna, go off on you. I remember one time I said salute, brother. He was like, huh? I said, bro, all I said was salute, homie. Relax. Huh? Jesus. Relax, homie. That boy was tripping. That boy act like he wanna You know what I'm saying? Do something to little KJ. That boy was tripping. I say, man, this dude upset. Elder Bear Wop, I'm sending it to you right now, Elder. And whoever else want it, let me know. Let me send this to the Elder real quick. The complete hours. So, okay, let me put this in. The complete. I just sent it to the I just sent it to you, Elder. And let me send them the night watch hours too. Hold on. Let me see. Night watch. And I just sent the night watches to you too, Elder Barrowalk. Okay, there you go. I just sent it to you, Elder. Do anybody have any other questions? Thank you, Oracle. Thank you, my sister. Okay, I got y'all. I love my people, dog, and I ain't just talking about no 4 letters. I don't try to get into it with my brothers. If you start acting stupid, I'm gonna get away from you. I ain't got time to be fighting my own people, dog. That I mean, if you want to say that make me weak because I turned from you, I think that make me strong. I think that make me a man of wisdom and knowledge, and a man who can control his emotions. I'm not finna be going back and forth with my brothers. I got friends right now I never had one argument with. And the reason why, because these are my friends. What I want to argue with my friend for? You know what I'm saying? We men. So if there's a problem, I'm just going to talk to you. We could just talk it out like men, but all that yelling and you, nah, we ain't doing all that, bro. I'm talking about, man, I've been having my partners in them over 15 years, or 17 years, 20 years. Man, we don't be getting into it, man, because we men. I'm not finna be arguing with you, bro. You my friend. That's stupid. Now, you got some people, they just disrespectful. You got to get away from them. Because sometimes you think people your friends, and then they show you who they are, and you got to get away from them. You ain't got to argue with them, fight with them, and y'all throwing blows. Nah, I'm just going to remove myself from you, bro. That's going to hurt you more than me fighting you. Because you lost a good friend, a good brother. So it is what it is, man. If you ain't doing right by your brother, but you claim to love your brother, but we can't see the actions of your manifestation of that love, that means you were just talking the whole time. You just talking. Because I can't see the reflection of what you pretend to be. That should also, that it's always need to be a reflection of what a person say. So like I will observe people and I look at the actions more than the words. What are your actions say about? I don't care about what you're saying. How are you walking? How you treat people? How you talk to your mama? How you talk to your sisters, your kids? How you treat your brothers and sisters? That's what I'm looking at. Are you arrogant and full of pride? I look at stuff like that, bro. So I ain't finna be doing all that arguing with you, bro. Who in here? Let me see. Who? Yes. There go my sister. Shalom, my beloved sister. Always Tehillia. I said it right too. Always Tehillia. That's my sister right there, y'all. Shalom and many blessings to you, my beloved sister. Cock-a-doodle-doodle. I'm telling y'all, man, we have to do better when it comes to each other. I got to give it to the FBA. Everybody want to talk about the FBA, Foundation of Black Americans, and what they doing. And let me tell you something. I don't know if people can see, but they walking in love with each other over there. They don't want a card. Guess what we doing on platforms? We still debating each other, having fights over frivolous doctrines talking about did Christ and Joseph, did Mary and Joseph have sex? They still, now I've been in this truth over 16 years, and these men still debating did Joseph and Mary have sex. They still debating if you're going to get salvation if you don't wear fringes. They still debating that if you don't got a beard on your face, you ain't keeping the commandments and the Lord is against you. Dog, I thought we supposed to elevate in understanding. They still condemning people who don't wear fringes. Now, you can wear fringes, but where's the love though? Oh, no, brother, ain't no love if you ain't wearing fringes. Y'all think Yahshua behaved like this? Yahshua was a graceful man. He answered all questions. Yahshua talked to the men and the women, even though he was stern. He never disrespected nobody, man. You know, when they were trying to trip him up in his words, he just bust their head to the white meat with the knowledge. He wasn't swinging on nobody and cursing people and, telling women to shut up, shut your mouth, go sit down, go cook in the house. Like a sister had to write me just to get some advice because she wanted to do something on her channel, but she don't want to usurp authority over men. And I told her, sister, you're not usurping authority over a man on your own channel. Because whatever y'all give you to do, my sister, that's for you. So you can't usurp authority over people what y'all put in you to do. Usurping authority over somebody is that if y'all ask Beryl Walk to go do something, but I'm trying to do it, I'm usurping authority over Beryl Walk. He didn't ask me to do that. He asked Elder Beryl Walk to do it. That's usurping authority. So if y'all ask me to go do something and a sister is getting in my way of what he asked me to do, she's out of line. Or if a brother is doing it, he's out of line. He didn't ask you to do that. He asked KJ to do it. Now you are in God's way and you're in my way. You are usurping authority over my mission. Move. Get out the way. If I see you on the highway, please get out of my way. So that's usurping authority. So the sister have a right to start a channel, and what y'all put inside of that sister, she can release to her people and the world. She should not have to worry about you men going on her channel saying, you're usurping authority over a man. Man, some of y'all don't have no understanding of even definitions. To usurp authority is something that belongs to somebody and you trying to take it. Something somebody is trying to do and you trying to do it. It wasn't given to you to do it. That means you got to move. Now, I want y'all to notice this, and I'm only bringing this up because this is an issue. A lot of the camps say, where your fringes at? Fringes, brother. But I want y'all to know, they had fringes on when they was fighting each other. Y'all saw the fight? Did y'all know they had fringes on? I thought the fringe is supposed to tell me to love my neighbor and love my brother. So this is what I mean when I'm telling y'all the fringes, they put it on for the outer appearance, but the heart is not changed. That's why they was fighting each other, y'all, because they don't love each other, but they got fringes on. But when you ask them, where's the love? How you fighting your brother with fringes on? I mean, throwing chairs at each other, man, throwing blows at your own brother. If my brother go out of his way and I'm teaching on the street corner, I'm going to be weak for that day because I'm going to just move. Man, hey, y'all pack up. Let's go, man. This dude trying to start a fight. Don't say nothing. Let's just get up and go. Somebody got to be weak. But all y'all want to be tough and strong. So that's why y'all start fighting each other, because nobody want to be weak and say, man, just pack up. Let's go. You know why? Because of y'all pride. Because you want to be the big dog. He want to be the big dog. You think you the king of the jungle. He think he the king of the jungle. You think you control the block. He trying to control the block. What? Is y'all in the game? Is y'all gang banging? Fighting over street corners? And y'all got the audacity to judge the other people who are trying to serve y'all, and y'all are beating each other up in the front of the world where the whole world saw y'all. It was so bad they put it in front of the newspaper, laughing at y'all, man. You had people on the street corner laughing at y'all, recording it. Man, look at these Israelites. Oh my God. They really fighting each other, y'all, and they be telling other people how they supposed to live. That was so embarrassing, man. So stop trying to judge somebody, man, when you are not walking as you want other people to walk. That doesn't make any sense. You're going to tell me how to live, but you're not living like it. You're going to tell me to love my neighbor, but you don't love yours. Make it make sense, brother. Make it make sense. We need some actions, man. We don't need no talking. Where's the action that you love your people? Because when you're teaching somebody, you need to have patience. Everybody don't know what you know. You have a little bit more understanding than some brothers and sisters. But y'all use y'all knowledge to condemn and make mockery of your own people. How do I know this? Do you talk to the Hispanic women like you talk to the black woman? Do you curse the Hispanic brothers out like you curse your brothers out? You're disrespectful to your own people. That's how I know it's something in your heart. You have a disdain towards your own kind. But when the Hispanic women walk up to y'all, how you doing, my sister? How you doing? You know you're from Issachar, right? Yeah, you know you from Ephraim. When a black woman walk up, shut up, loud black woman. Eve, this is why God curse you with the scab, the crown of the head. She's loud. She don't know nothing. Shut up. That's how you do. You don't talk to them in Native American women, Hispanic women, and Mexican women like that. Y'all are so kind to them. Oh my God. Boy, the sole of their foot not gonna touch the ground. Y'all treat them like princesses. You talk to your own sisters any kind of way. But you don't talk to no other kind of women the way you talk to your own sisters. And y'all say y'all love the Lord. Y'all are servants of, y'all are prophets of the Lord, right? How y'all sure talk to the daughters of Zion? With grace and kindness. I have never read Yahshua disrespecting no woman. Not one time. But y'all tell me you followers of Christ. But you're disrespecting your sisters. Oh boy. Help us, Lord, because we need it. We need your help. Like Yohanan said, we are not going to get on one accord until Yahshua come back. So my advice to y'all, gather with who you can gather with, fellowship with the righteous, walk in love, have compassion, be merciful to your people, live in peace with all mankind. Don't do nothing to somebody you don't want done to you, no matter what the person look like. Be respectful to all. I got a next door neighbor. He's not black. He's my neighbor, very respectful Hispanic man. He speak to me and I speak to him. We live in peace with each other. He always asks me, do you need anything? I say, no, I'm good, sir. Thank you. But y'all gonna tell me that the man that's live across from me is not my neighbor. Only black people are my neighbor. Yes, my brothers and sisters are my neighbor, but I don't live around a lot of blacks. Because when I was trying to live around my people, they was having shootouts by my window, and I had to go crawl and grab my kids out the bed and put them in the bathtub. That's what my own people was doing when I was trying to live among them, because I didn't want to live around no other races of people. I love my people, so I wanted to stay around my people. Knowns to me, I got to get away from them because these Negroes they shooting. It was all on the news. Blasting guns. I had to go get my kids, man. That don't mean that all my people like that, but I'm telling you, because of what has happened to us, we have low self-esteem. We don't have self-love. So when we look in the mirror, sometimes we don't see anything. So when they go in the streets, they don't see anything. That's why it's so easy to squeeze those triggers, because they don't see nothing but a blank wallpaper. Just something that's standing there in front of them. And that anger rise up in these young men. And they just blasting each other. Sisters fighting each other, pulling each other hair. I mean, with vehement anger. And don't even know what they fighting for. Because they don't love themselves. Because they don't have any image or representation of what love look like. And some of these kids, mamas and daddies, are doing all they can do to raise these kids. Some of these kids are just demons. They're just demons. You can't blame everything on the mama and the daddy. Some of these parents are raising their kids the best of their ability and then raise these kids with morals and a code of conduct. And some of these kids just demons. They still go out there and do the opposite of what mama and daddy said. But a lot of times, if the daddy is involved in the life, them kids don't be playing with daddy like that. But a lot of times, they don't be playing with their mama like that. So you can't just put everything on the black woman or put everything on the brother. You got to go case by case, because all kids are not the same. So when you say that if he being raised in the house with a black woman, he gonna be gay. Well, I have 6 sisters, and I was raised by my mama. I'm not gay. Why I'm not gay? Why I'm not effeminate? Because my mama was a militant woman, and she raised me with standards and love and to be respectful to women and my sisters. And I never called my sisters out their name, never disrespected my mom, never cursed in front of her, never raised my voice to my mama. I did everything that woman asked me to do. Even though I didn't like it sometimes, I still obeyed. And I believe that extra mercy has been granted to me from Yah for that obedience and not lifting up my hand, not cursing, not yelling at her, not being disrespectful. I just obeyed my mom. And my sisters did the same. But she was not always right on the things she said. But I had to obey. I'm not weak. I'm not effeminate. So some single mothers can raise these boys to be men. But not according to y'all. All the single house homes raised by black women, the boys are gay, right? But then when I ask you, where's his father? Well, she kicked him out the house. How you know that? Y'all lied and said that welfare, black women was the main ones on welfare. Now it all coming out that it was white women the whole time who is called welfare queens. It was never our sisters, and they did not put the black men out the house. The government came up with certain laws. They came up with them laws. Our sisters weren't on no welfare, bruh. Most black women are not on welfare. The point that I'm making in all this, y'all see, like, we just say stuff to hurt each other because there's something inside of us that we don't like. Because when you love you, you're going to display that love into your people. When you are compassionate, you're going to show it. When you are merciful, it's going to show. When you love, it's going to show by action, not by word, but by deed. That's it for me, family. I'm out. I love y'all. Enjoy the rest of y'all day. Many blessings to y'all. I know I was talking and y'all probably writing comments. Let me see. I'm just reading y'all comments. I'm praying for you, Didi. I'm praying for you, my sister. He gonna be okay. I guarantee you that. He'll be okay. Because when I see young men, I have a lot of compassion on my young brothers. And because I was young. So a lot of times I let the young brothers just live their life. Because I was also out there hard-headed, stiff-necked, very angry, fighting all the time, doing stuff, so a lot of times I see young brother, I'll be like, man, that was me at one time. So I most certainly can't judge because I was out there like that. But the Most High changed and renewed my mind. So a lot of times you got to give young brothers time to really grow to their frontal lobe. They got to grow because they still dealing with an undeveloped brain. So just like our young sisters, you got to let them grow. We just got to have compassion on the young people and our people in general, man. It's so easy for us to point that finger and judge, but who can really show love and extend their hand and say, man, come with me, brother. I got you, man. It's going to be okay. A lot of times we laughing at each other, laughing at each other's pain. Think it weak for a man to cry. You see people crying, people laughing at them and making memes. Like, dog, I'm telling y'all, some of our people, something wrong mentally, man. Something is really wrong, family. When you can laugh at somebody's pain, like something wrong upstairs. You don't supposed to laugh at your people's pain. You don't know what somebody going through. So look at that. Look what 7-8 vet says. She said I got 90 days of food stamps when I was in college. I was brokety broke. But they gonna make it look like y'all on food stamps more than anybody. Make it make sense, man. Come on. Our people ain't on no food stamps, man. It's all coming out in the media now. They didn't even create food stamps for black people. They created food stamps during the oh my God, during the cold what's that thing, family, in Germany? What was going on when they was burning money just to stay warm and all that? I forgot what they called it though. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That's when food stamps and welfare came into play. It wasn't created for our people though. Dang, I forgot what they called it. Jesus. I'm out though, family. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Love y'all with the pure heart. Many blessings. Big salute to the family. Big salute to the nation of Israel worldwide. Let me see if somebody said it. Thank you. Thank you. The Great Depression. Thank you, Ivan. When they had the Great Depression, that's when food stamps and welfare came into play, and there was no black people that can get those food stamps and welfare. So stop it, man. That was created during the Great Depression, and it sure wasn't made for our people. So all this that food stamps and welfare was made for black women, stop it, man. That's not true at all, bro. That's not true. It was created during the Great Depression. For white folk. For white folk. Caucasian. So let's, we're going to say something. Let's tell the truth now. Get your facts right. That's all I'm saying. Absolutely, right. They made food stamps. Facts. Big salute.
Yeah. The waves stood high, the night was cold, feet on the sand, hearts feeling bold, a path of dry where waters flow. Oh, step by step they march through time. Oh, faith in Yeshua, hearts aligned. Oh, Yeshua brought us through the sea. Oh yeah, parted the water, set us free. With his power, with his might, turn the dark into light. Egypt's chariots chasing fast, chains of the past they couldn't outlast. Freedom ahead, no looking back. Lifted hands to the open sky. A miracle where the ocean lies. You brought us through the sea. Oh yeah, parted the water, set us free. With his power, with his might, turn the dark into light. Oh, 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 oh. Well, the dark into light. Ooh, oh yeah. Well, the dark into it.
Hey, family, Elder Bro Tim just went live, family. He premiering right now. So if you can go over and show Elder Bro Tim, the beloved elder, some love, I'm on my way over there right now. Big salute to the family, the mighty nation of Israel. And look up, for your salvation draw near. And Yahshua HaMashiach will gather you and place you back in your own land, and none shall make you afraid. Shalom, family. Salute.